For the latest top tips, reviews and advice, please subscribe below.
Hello and welcome to Attwoolls Outdoors with me, Mike. Today I'm giving you a bit of a review on a brand new tent from Vango. So with me here today I've got the Vango Harris TC 350. So the Harris is a name that probably was introduced into the 23 season and moves forward in 24. What they've sort of done is done a really nice kind of air or kind of hybrid model in sort of a smaller one. For me, the headline news is kind of thing I really quite like this tent. I see it really as like the perfect couples tent for weekends, for slightly longer trips, or if you've got a small family. I think it works really, really well. And we'll kind of go through everything on this kind of video, talking about sort of the materials, the layouts, and the individual nitty-gritty features about the tent itself. So first and foremost, it's kind of a sort of two-zone tent, sort of free zone in a way. So you have your main sleeping area at the back, your living area, and then sort of a nice sort of sheltered canopy area at the south. It's sort of a 350, so it's sort of like a true sort of three-person tent. But for me, I think it's really more of a nice, comfortable two, and you will see that when we go inside in just a moment. It's made from a polycotton material, hence the TC name. So it's a breathable fabric, so it's perfect for sort of there's warmer days. It'll keep you a lot cooler inside. Or on the flip side, actually, when it's cold, it'll keep the warmth in as well. So in the UK, you will notice a temperature difference between, say, this and then a normal polyester tent. But when you go across to Europe, it's exacerbated, so you can really see the difference between the two models. So that's where, for me, I much prefer this fabric. The sort of caveat to that is it takes a little bit longer to dry out. But it will last longer, and actually it's quieter in the wind. It's a nicer fabric, it sits well, so all round I think it works really nicely. Of course, like I say, it's a bit bulkier and a little bit weightier, and you pay a little bit more for that, but for me, in my opinion, it's worth that. If you're spending it on a good tent, then why not? It's quick and easy to pitch. You can pitch the model in the best part of sort of around about sort of 10 minutes or so. So you can peg it the base out, inflate it up, and then you've got one fiberglass front pole for the front canopy as well, so you just insert that afterwards. 3 main air tubes, each one has its own individual valve, and you get a manual stirrup pump supplied with the tent itself, and you can literally, it's got like a bayonet lock fitting on it, so it's Vango's airspeed valve. It locks on, and then you just pump it up to pressure, and it doesn't take a lot of time really. You probably spend more time pegging and guying than you actually would inflating it. You can buy an electric pump if you really wanted to, but something this small, for me, I probably would say it was not really worth it, unless kind of you don't want to do the physical action of it. You want to press a button, let it do all the work for you, then yeah, okay, by all means do it. You've got a really nice big ventilation point on the side here as well, not only in the window section, but low level as well. So even when it is rainy and you want to have that zipped up, you've got a really good airflow in there. And I think for me, I see this definitely more, like I said, as a couples market, or just a single camper who wants a little bit of space all the way around. Works really quite nicely. The two-tone kind of sort of fabric works really well, and more importantly, with the material being polycotton, that breathable element of it is actually also solution dyed as well. So it has what Vango call their sort of color lock 2. What this basically is, it's how they actually dye the fabric and to give it its real kind of colour. What they essentially do is dye the actual thread itself before it's woven into the material. By doing this, you get more of a carrot effect rather than the radish. Now, what I mean by this is the fact that if you imagine a carrot, you cut it in half, the colour's all the way through the carrot itself. So it's, yeah, one colour, whereas with a radish you cut in half, you have the colour on the outer layer and then the pure white on in the inner. So the reason this is important is because when the tent's out and basically the outer layer from the UV starts to kind of strip off a little bit, then you get the sort of whiteness and washed out look at it. And the whole point of this is actually it makes it last longer and look sharper as well. So even when you're on the 3rd or 4th, year that you're using it, at least then it looks really smart. Webbing storm strap located on the front and the back as well helps to give good tension into the roof and a bit more stability, as you can see. Other things to bear in mind is because it's like an open canopy, this is going to be your sort of weather-proof area. So you can actually put like a little stove unit in here, have a bit of shelter from the wind and the rain. But more importantly, what it does, it also protects the main door, which is going to be your sort of bug-free barrier. Works around there. If you've seen, they do a polyester version of this as well, but it's more in a, it's in kind of their Sentinel Eco fabric. So it's Sentinel fabric, so it's an alternative. But I think this polycotton model is a really good addition. out of the two, in the normal Harris, they've done a 350 and then done a 500. The 350 by far and away is probably the model to go for. And there's nothing I can really think of on the market that's actually this small, compact, and in polycotton and in air. So I think that's where it really hits a niche market. And I think actually, like I said previously, it's going to be kind of quite a well-received tent. But let's bring the camera around actually, get a bit more of a feel for the inside of it and talk through a load more features the Harris has. So now we're looking straight down it, you can probably appreciate for sort of those three main sections. So sort of the sleeping area at the back, the main kind of living area, and then obviously this kind of open canopy as you could kind of see from the front. So the first thing I want to point out is actually kind of the front door scenario here. So the door is sort of partially open, but actually has the ability to open up fully. So you can unclip that, and that means that you kind of really bring the outside directly in, just a pegging point at the bottom, and it kind of opens up fully to that side. So it really helps to actually make this internal space feel a lot bigger. It is a small compact tent, that's what it's really designed to be. The door that obviously I have rolled away, you've got window panels built into it, and it's basically meshed on both sides. So what this allows you to do is this is going to be a bug-free barrier across the whole tent. So, we'll zip that up. So when you want airflow without worrying about the bugs coming in, you can do so that's really the main protection. And really, when it's raining, because you got that canopy at the front here, you can pretty much keep this open all the time. So there's not too much to worry about sealing yourself up, because the blinds are also acting as your weatherproof sort of fixtures. So what we can do is unravel that bad boy. How if I don't get the zip cord. Go on, you numpty. There we go. And we'll just go, for the time being, roll it back. So you've got basically zip curtains, which work really quite nicely there, but now that's kind of opened up, it creates a really nice little area. I'm about 6'2", and I can stand up in the middle, that's fine. Immediately in the corners, not quite. But main thing for things like the furniture, that works really quite nicely. Now, because you've got what they call a villa construction, so it's actually how the tubes are angled, you've got this pre-angled part to it. Now what you find is actually that it helps to make this real small tent feel a bit bigger than it is, allowing you to put things like furniture right up to the side, so you're not sort of having that sort of enclosed kind of feeling. It doesn't feel sort of too claustrophobic. That's where I think for a weekend tent, it works really quite nicely. On this side here, we've got a mesh window, which again, when you want to get the privacy or your weather-tight seal, you then basically goes up. This actually also dictates, obviously, you can have a half window as well, flop it over like so. So you have a little bit of ventilation, and when that window's fully up, you've still got airflow down low, which we looked at on the outside. And then we can roll it all up nice and neatly. Oops, Daisy. Oh. And then you've got a little toggle point located there again, just to keep that all neatly at bay. On the opposite side to this, we've got a normal PVC window, again with a toggle up blind, and there's a low level ventilation point down there as well. We have got features that are quite good, like sky tracking here, so that would be the ability to have a hanging point for a lantern located here. You've got a single point located here as well, but this allows you to have almost like a storage organizer hanging down to maximize your internal space in here as well. And then we move into the inner bedroom, where we've got sort of a nice dark inner, so hopefully to help reduce early morning light and get you to sleep in a little bit longer. As we've got situated here, we've actually got a camp bed and a self-inflated mat on it. So again, we're talking like luxury and really want to get that all-round feel. It gives you the ability of storage, comfort, and a nice position off the ground. So that way it works well, and still a bit of area down the side. Down the sides, down here, and we'll bring the camera in a second, storage pockets, so you can actually sort of put things like keys and phones in an easily accessible point. You've got a big ventilation panel around the back, and we'll look around the back of that in 1 second. Your cable entry points down the bottom here as well. So again, it keeps cables nice and neatly into it. And then we've got a little toggle point there so we can hang a lantern inside that main body if we really wanted to. It's worth mentioning that kind of the fabric on the inner tent is kind of a polyester material, it's not polycotton, but you've still got the breathability through it, so it's just really the main tent you're going to kind of benefit from that from. And the tubes, again, are a nice, good sized, good strong bits. You've got also Vango's what they call TBS system, which stands for tension band system. So it's the ability of hanging these little webbing straps located in here, It's designed to create a triangle formation from the top out with the guy roots to give you more stability. So if you have wind coming from one particular side, it basically braces it and keeps the strength. So it's not something that you probably would leave in, it's something you put in as you need to. But to be fair, because the position that you're in, it's not really like you're walking through it. So I'd be inclined to sort of just pop that in and leave that in place, as long as you're not affecting yourself walking in and out of the door. And it's one bedroom inner, as you can see there, but you've got it either side. So in fact, let's get the camera. Come on in. One thing you've got between the partial door between the two sections is it drops down completely. So you've got a run flat entrance directly into the tent itself. One thing to notice actually is it toggles up in the centre, so there's no actual zip along that point. So it's not like properly sealed, but because it overlaps, it gives you as good as an effect. Again, storm straps really quite nicely, double apart on there so it sits really well. A pre-angled pole, just again to help increase the height in the front canopy section. And as we kind of come in here, again nice and neatly, you can see how we've got that kind of double bed set up. Storage pockets, ooh, too dark to see down there, but you're getting ventilation points all along the back, so again that works really well. Lovely little window, blind down the bottom to sort of keep it all neat and tidy, and then we've got that mesh window located on that side. So again, when you're sitting in here, you've got enough room for kind of a chair or two, a small little table in there, but that's going to take up a lot of the area, and it looks like it's really going to be sort of a weekend tent or just something a bit different for kind of couples. As we kind of make our way around, we'll have a look at it from the back and the outside. So again, sits really well. Just look how well that roof sits, that's the main thing for me. And what you can see as well, we've got this really big, massive vent at the back for airflow. To keep air coming through the tent, you have the option of dropping it down. So you have that sort of seal, and it also is like vented. So you can have it when it's raining, you have the air, sort of the back section open. So it allows a little bit of air in. Just trying to think if I can see an example, easily accessible. But again, that's a really nice option to add. But just think I just love the way how it sits. Just works really well. For more information, of course, by all means, check out the link below this video. It will take you straight through to our website. We have more information on things like pack sizes, floor dimensions, individual features, all listed for you. So that's a good little thing. And we've also got the pitching video there as well. But we'd love to hear from you guys on what you think of kind of the Harris TC. I think really it's got a lot of points, and certainly one that I genuinely really do like as a small little couple's tent who love that polycot material. And once you go polycot, you don't go back. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully it's been helpful, and we'd love to hear from you. So feel free to comment or pop your little messages in the box below. But really, that's kind of a video review on the brand new Vango Harris TC 350 Air.